The damned will sooner die again than lay a hand on me. Those memories, so dark. Demons do not stop for the rain. Move.
Lapis! Strike is one! Flags up! And step! There is no escape! Flags fly! Observe! No touching! Your grand finale! Blaze over! Strike is one! Flags up! And leap! Now you shall perish! Flags fly! And leap!
Welcome. How can I help you?
And step. Born of ice and frost. No, come on! Focus! Flag fly! And step!
Pay your dues.
Evil conquering! Worthless! Here!
Strike is one! Unleap! Born of ice and frost.
Useless!
Flex up! Observe! No touching! Shine down!
Pay your dues.
Your grand finale!
Disappear! Here! Worthless! Here! Shut it! Here! Worthless!
No escape.
Here!
Dead so soon.
Is this retribution?
Unleap! There is no escape!
Run from death. Can't run from death.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. Inactivity serves no purpose.
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle. You're wide open!
Shine down!
So
Torn
quick
to oblivion!
Fourth time. Try this. So quick to flee. Not bad.
Get out of my way!
Guess I should take him there.
Illusion shattered! No touching! Flag
All
slide!
you do is run.
And step!
No use hiding back there.
Strike it!
Something else catch your eye?
Flags up! Observe!
Break!
All you do is run. No use hiding back there. You've got some skills.
No touching! All hail! Now you shall perish! Insolent! Your grand finale! Shine down! We're way behind schedule. Observe! Born of ice and frost. And step. There is no escape!
Some you win, and some you lose.
Next on the agenda... Access denied! Flag slide! And step! Shine down! Forward! Born of ice and frost. Strike is one. And step.
Pay your dues.
Lament! Worthless!
so soon!
Break a leg! Unleash! There is no escape! Useless!
Gone. Pay your dues.
For Rex Lapis! Flags up! Unleash!
Disappear! Here!
Prepare yourself. No escape.
Prepare to die, fool!
Prepare yourself.
The day has finally come!
Ha! Inazuma shines eternal!
You can't run from death. You can't run from death.
Oh, what should I try this time?
Should I save this money?
We're way behind schedule.
should I try this time?
Listen, let me tell you.
Don't be shy. Come inside. We're way behind schedule.
Mondstadt welcomes you.
Uncle Tien, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Hoishin, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea? I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your adventure stories. Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry, I'm quite all right. It's just the years. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outs. For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice.
So in other words, you pick someone, and then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my... Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as assessment officer. In fact, I believe...
Oh? Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
It's Yuan!
Jackpot. Uncle Tien here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
What do you think? Paimon thinks so too. It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with a new Qixing, right?
Alright then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tien, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety, too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
Huh? Yelan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been working together. So, how about this? If you're in...
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house. You're all set?
Uncle Tian seems really...
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tian is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingbo, and Zhi. Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingbo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi is focused on study and travel. Try to keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion in a short while.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve exactly?
Let's leave that until we get to Yuehai Pavilion. All right. Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything, no matter how small.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
Next on the agenda... Next on the agenda...
It is as the stars foretold.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm... That's called being complacent. If you're happy to...
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're... All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why—
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process. I've split it into 2 stages: current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow, one of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done. Finished?
Almost.
Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants to have any regrets. That's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time.
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing 2 entirely unfamiliar faces. I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind, after all.
Mind your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about. With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward. Although I shouldn't get my hopes up.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please, introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases. I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days? My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely...
Is it just Paimon, or is he not very good at public speaking?
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous. What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts. Of course, Two different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach two very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical and...
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto which effectively target the big issues. But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings. Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingbo is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary! Paimon couldn't agree more! You're good at this, Yuan.
Last but not least, Zhi. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Zhi take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest.
Great!
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tien. All right, then let me ask this. The ideas in Zhi's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
Oh, I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates for fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now. Those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me. But Qianwei...
Whoa! So how did you get to know...
Qianwei was referred to me by an old friend. We first met while fishing. Gradually, Zhi came from a poor family, and his parents... He reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got quiet. And now, all of the young are growing up, and I am growing...
I don't know, Uncle Tien. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tien.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish.
Fresh fish soup. Sounds
Doesn't it? Also, some time ago, when we've been fishing recently, Zhi always brings some. That flavor makes for a fond memory.
try it.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tian, we've reported back. Do you have a verdict?
I appointed you as the assessment officer. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my... This decision must be guided by what is fair. Remember.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. Look after your... So, it's gonna be Juri, right? His manifesto was written well, and he's the best speaker.
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
Huh? So...
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to get information through many different channels. For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Ugh! Who are they? Where did they come from?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that...
Nothing can take...
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Juri?
Juri, well, obviously as the most promising candidate, we will be investigating him ourselves. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai? He does business up...
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
What's Bulai doing here today?
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high.
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsettias ever. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but if you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead.
Okay, well... Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsettias are mine. I got to them first.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well. I've heard a story about him. They say he was... One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time. He returned cruelty with kindness. Injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and...
He sounds like a decent man. We can...
Why are you asking about him anyway? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as truthful as possible.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
What's the hurry? Don't get too close, or he'll see you. Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as truthful as possible.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me.
Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
Do we have to? Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianshu yourself, are you?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
We will? Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone. We've heard about this young man called Zhi, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yeon made up a whole fake identity without batting an eyelid!
Ah, yes, Zhi. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic...
Yeah, we think so too!
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for it.
Oh? What?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what... His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally...
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so... Why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research. We'd just like to ask a few questions.
Wow, she switched identity again!
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Zhi who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father, he was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but it's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to...
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already, and nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the...
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. Okay, let's keep going.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course. We also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of Zhi?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Zhi. For example, I can't remember. Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes!
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that! It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty tone. Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about Juri stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yanshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? Well, Juri seems to have a great reputation.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
Sudden? Too good to be true?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well-known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Jur-E has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor. None of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
When you put it like that...
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think... Right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing. That's the worst-case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? Even if we ask Juri about...
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, we should be able to find some hints in Jur-E's manifesto on who we're dealing with. Come on, let's get back to Yanshang Tea House. Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tian might think of Zhi, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
Even though Yelan took half, this is still a lot to get through. Well, all this reading.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers! If you're back, that means...
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will... The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears... Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Qianwei's accounts are open to the public. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
What a strange guy.
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh?
Why do you think? Obvious.
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not... Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbua.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbua struggles to get his words out when he gets... But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbua at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Mingbua is someone who has slowly but surely... According to Miss Yu, the Ministry often gets... Oh, and also, there was once someone in the Ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah, so that's what you meant by that.
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
We still have a bit left.
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entries. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Chengshu Pool redevelopment plan. Chengshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Chengshu Pool. A long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mining team conducted an exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere legend. Jur-E's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems out of step with the rest of his plans. Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. The treasure hoarders, the Fatui, even local Liyue factions. Did you find anything?
Excavation, project, treasure? Did we read anything similar? Oh yeah! Juri said the black—
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Jur-E wants the Black Cliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Qingshu Pool.
Does that mean the Black Cliff Forge is Juri's secret supporter?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Black Cliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any powerful factions at present. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Black Cliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may—
Shenwei and Mingbo both turned out to be completely different than what we thought. What about Juri? Is there another side to him too?
Demons do not stop for the rain.
This is the Black Cliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
What's this?
From the back, it looks like a ledger, but it seems they also use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have sent them?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jur-E recommends the Black Cliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. So, who's
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
Excuse us.
You want them to teach you? I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. My only complaint is that they're always going out. I guess they just need some time to adjust.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow them and try our luck.
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up!
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way. The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house. Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
For them back at the Black Cliff Fort?
We can't count on that. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else to throw our investigation off course.
Darn!
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure out who's behind Jur-E. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
Really? Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing but ice as far as the eye can see. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind. Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Who are you?
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague. I sent him to look into Jur-E's regular contacts. Since Jur-E likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea to ask around. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Black Cliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Jur-E before. Then the waves got so choppy, when I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Black Cliff Forge and might need backup, so I went...
Well, Uncle Tian said that Jur-E once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
What? That's news to me. No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence. Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Juri, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks he's about to win. Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show. It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates. And now, it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush, just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people. Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough, and because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhi is evenly balanced across the board, and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue. After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Zhi to the Liyue Qixing.
What?
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tian. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with—
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing I want to be thinking.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard and make Uncle Tian proud.
I will live up to the Tianshu name. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Zhi seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to follow him.
Hey, Traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't? If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no, if we get stuck here, we won't be able to leave!
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
We finally got rid of them!
Lady Yelan, Zhi has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him, quickly.
So Juri really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tien thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
Sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without
How the heck did he manage? I guess Juri didn't let us guard.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's...
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tien himself. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tien, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine. So, where did you lose him?
Shinue Kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get close enough to check without blowing our cover. I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Shinue.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring out what he's trying to achieve. Let's go to Shinue Kiosk.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose.
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to quit?
Okay, fair enough.
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't...
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question. What did he buy while he was here?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich flavor. Not something the average customer would order. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago. He was only here today to pick it up.
Liquor and wineware. I see. Let's go.
Where to?
Shigu Antiques. Hey, Miss Lin Long. Sorry to bother you. Zhi ordered a wanware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Zhi's choice. Would you be able to show us the one he bought?
Zhi picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Jur-E has taken one, I'm afraid it may encourage the price to go up a little.
Don't worry, price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But I'm just a little hazy on one thing. Did Jur-E's wineware set include wine glasses, or...?
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4. Mr. Jur-E bought 2.
Okay. Thanks, Lin Long. Seems there's a little more to buying wineware than I first thought. We'll have to mull it over.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell...
This is turning into a...
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Field...
It's not like you did any better.
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility. What's your
Fair point.
Yelan, so has the plan failed? Oh, if we can't figure out where Juri went, there's not much we can do. But why was he buying liquor at Shinue Kiosk anyway? To celebrate?
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, Jur-E isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it did to his father. If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an expensive bottle of alcohol, let alone buy a pair of special wine glasses. No, this is a victory feast, held in honor of Jur-E's private sponsor. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status, hence the need for expensive-looking wineware. Now, where might we find Fatui who match that description, I wonder?
Fatui officials. Should be either the Snezhnayan Embassy or the Northland Bank.
Have both locations surrounded. Take as many people as you need.
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move? If so, you can count me in.
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation. Jur-E may be vigilant, but that doesn't mean the same is true for his drinking buddy. In which case, we don't need to change tactics. Just change who we're following.
Great idea! So we just need to find out who Juri bought that liquor for and follow them instead!
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become a major diplomatic incident.
I'm well aware, but don't you see? Jur-E is gambling everything on this. If we really want to catch him, we're going to have to accept a little risk ourselves. Stick to your orders. And make sure we're covering all other bases, too. Anywhere else Jur-E might be going.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Jur-E may be a slippery character, but we'll keep a close watch on the movements of all Fatui officials.
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go and get ready. Then meet me at Yansheng Tea House. Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the direction of Qingshu Pool.
Qingshu Pool? That's the place Juri mentioned in his manifesto!
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Sensible choice, I'll give them. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters. Most people wouldn't dream of going there. It's one place they won't need to worry about being seen.
Oh no, we gotta go get them!
Let's go. If my hunch is correct, we just might hit the jackpot this time. This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me. There's been some work done on this place in the past, but it's a bit of a labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, this will be a much easier journey. Still, be ready to fight at any moment. Any resistance needs to be taken out quickly and quietly. We don't want to attract too much attention.
Don't worry, we're all professionals here. By the way, Yelan, where are your 3 little helpers at?
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford to wait for them, but they'll join us later.
Let's get this show on the road.
This is destiny.
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Gotcha!
Quietly now.
Let me scry. Decided by destiny.
Boring.
No touching. Delve into destiny.
Take it easy. As I expected, but this shouldn't be too much trouble.
You guys see that? That's gotta be the visitor here to meet? That must be the emergency access route, right? Come on, let's hurry!
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way. Things are about to get dicey.
Illusion! There is no escape!
The water's gone down!
Take it easy.
Yeah!
Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. The water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
is open. Let's go.
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up. Quietly now.
Shine down! Torn to oblivion!
Let me scry. Fate is upon you. Delve into destiny.
Gotcha. Game's up. It's over.
Leave my space. The stars are fading.
Inazuma shines eternal!
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fun. Come on, bottoms up.
Oh, sorry.
You'll get there.
I'll do my best.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass? I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning your teacher's soup. Come on, another round. Less talking, more...
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poison. I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide away at home for a few...
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. But I have to say, you really are quite a genius at I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into what was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the poison, and this process even makes the soup taste...
It struck me one day when I was fishing.
You have performed excellently. Aside from Qingshu Pool, we also have some other requests.
Don't worry. Whatever tasks...
Did you hear that? It was poison! That's why Uncle Tian hasn't been feeling well recently. What a nasty god.
Hold on. Did you bring a camera? If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture it for posterity.
We've seen no progress on the diplomat, but soon everything will be taken care of. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey.
How could I forget? The only way is for you to shine bright.
Yes. Under normal circumstances, the gap between you and other people could only ever grow wider over time. Just look at your two competitors. Qianwei had wealth. Mingbo had reputation. And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll guard you.
Yes. I cannot thank you enough for your generous...
You know, the best thing about... heck, when you're not in the company of...
Uncle Gao said that Zhi has low self-esteem. Seems he was right. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time, so the Fatui persuaded him that he should act while he can. Do you have any more film in the camera? Then get ready to use it. Tonight's grand finale should be coming up any minute now. How well this goes for us depends on how Zhi plays his hand.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up. I'm in a good mood today.
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it, I can bring you some more next time.
Whoa, this is the good stuff. It is great. Huh? Yi, you poisoned my wine? But when?
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusupov.
How could you?
How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting to prepare myself for this position. And in the end, I even had to poison my own teacher. You really think I'd put myself through all that just to become your little puppet? I don't want to bow down to anyone ever again. And that includes you.
You imbecile. It's the Fatui who got—
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 undercover agents you sent to infiltrate the Black Cliff. I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the explosives, the ruins will collapse, and everything will be buried.
What do you hope to?
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to— The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. But things didn't quite go to plan. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this any further. It explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest of the embassy of any liability. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me. When all of this comes to my attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to cancel the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan immediately. I got—
Yi, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? The Fatui has a record of everything. That includes the— After I did—
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the hands of your second-in-command, Theophan?
How do you know about that?
Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophan. He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. After all, your untimely demise comes with a few perks for him. He has been eyeing your position—
That traitor!
Shh. Relax. It's over. After tonight, everyone gets what they want. And anyone else in the know is either my accomplice or about to be taken out of the picture. Sweet dreams, Mr. Yusupov.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself the effort. The game's up. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything. They came out pretty nicely. Want to see them?
The game's up? Forgive me, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Miss Yelan. I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them down from within. If it pleases you, Miss Yelan, I'd be only too happy to have you join me in investigating this matter.
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as in Uncle Tien's. Nothing else you wanted to add? Let's leave it there then. Time to go.
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. I should have been more careful. You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping myself out of sight, I forgot he was a potential liability. Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live up to the Tianshu name, and that much I can still guarantee.
Your point being?
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, all of you here tonight can expect very generous treatment in the future. I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my lowly origins, what other choice did I have?
You still don't get it, do you? Even... What do you think? Exactly. Jur-E, clever people can always come up with a good excuse. But while you might be able to get other people to believe you, you'll never be able to deceive yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tian ever looked down on you? He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by poisoning him. Whatever positive goal you may have started out with, you threw it away in that moment.
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Uncle Tian was always going to give you this opportunity, even if you'd done nothing at all. Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most. So much that he drank your fish soup without doubting you, not for 1 second.
That's enough! That's enough.
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan. But you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Jur-E these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Yanshang Tea House tomorrow morning. I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then, there's someone I have to go and see.
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should leave this one to the professionals. Don't worry. As long as they're willing to cooperate, this'll be a straightforward deal. Get some rest. See you tomorrow.
There is now no poison left in his system, but recovery from the damage already done will not...
Dr. Baiju, is my father going to be...
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the It's good we caught it in time. A few days later in the...
How did they successfully secure such a seldom-seen poison? It seems the Fatui are extremely resourceful. Unfortunately for them, they were up against us.
Uncle Tien will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid overexerting yourself while you're recovering.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much. Ah, you're here too? Yes, the exhaustion.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue after all.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in here. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tien. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position, but Qianwei and Mingbo both have potential.
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalties easily. I've always known this. But whenever it happens, it's still a dismal experience.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tien not that surprised?
Don't underestimate Uncle Tien. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer if he hadn't had his doubts about Zhi. Normally, the Yuehai Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidates. Isn't that right, Uncle Tien?
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreservedly. But I have to be responsible with the position of Tianshu. When I first met Zhi, I wondered if he had approached me with a hidden agenda. So I concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. He just saw me as an ordinary fish. In the end, even he changed. I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner of things.
I have to admit, he's a smart guy, and very cautious. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk, but Zhi was still extremely careful with the poisoning. He chose that specific liquor from Xunyue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison, and he chose to wait until the Fatui official was drunk and had his guard down before delivering it to him. He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of liquor went down, he'd shake the pot to release the poison from the compartment into the liquor. Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Zhi would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to take the antidote shortly afterwards.
But that's still really dangerous.
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences despite taking the antidote. He didn't hesitate to put himself in harm's way to achieve his goal.
How is Zhi now?
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail cell. Like Yanfei says, everyone who breaks the law has to pay the price. Still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around to keep him safe from anything the Fatui might be planning.
A deal? does this have to do with what you said to him when you arrested him?
Yes, Jur-E's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinates as soon as I realized. But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting. I thought I might have the chance to catch a big fish.
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately, it slipped off the hook at the last second.
Uncle Tian, Yeon, what are you talking about? Paimon doesn't understand.
Jur-E colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way around, the Fatui made an attempt to interfere in the Tianshu selection process. With Yusupov in our hands and a statement from Jur-E, we could afford to continue with a diplomatic offensive. Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophan, Yusupov's second-in-command. Then we'd have a pawn in the ranks of the Fatui. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options. Why else did you think I was investing so much time and effort into this case?
So, okay, well, did your plan succeed?
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on to Lady Ningguang. But when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone, along with all the evidence.
The Fatui must be spying on us. Otherwise, they'd never been able to respond so quickly.
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger Regrator got involved. The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrator was only treating this as a peripheral concern. It's a pity that Theophan got away, but knowing which Harbingers are still looking at Liyue is something. It gives me a starting point for my next mission.
I have to ask, Yelan, do you have any desire to take over the position of Tianshu yourself? I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yenshang Tea House. In my estimation.
Oh, that. I was obviously joking. I prefer my current life. There's danger and there's excitement. Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role, as Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved in anything truly clandestine or face any real danger. All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go. I'm heading off again in a few days and I still have to prepare.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed, it's for me to know and you to find out. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business all the time, you're sure to get caught up in another misadventure before too long. Maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot of people are watching you for a lot of reasons. If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tian. After the recent turn of events, I'd say he owes you one, wouldn't you?
I do apologize. As I've explained before, it's a constant battle for Mr. Arataki with his mental instabilities. I know it's caused no end of problems for you, and I can assure you that he regularly feels very remorseful about that too. Exactly. Yes, and that's why he has such a big heart for other people struggling with similar issues. The Arataki support group was actually founded precisely to try and bring something positive out of that. Yes, all of them are good, honest people underneath. It's just a shame that they still haven't found a cure after all this time. Oh, but no, not me. I'm not a sufferer. Just the person I need. Mr. Uesugi, my friend here can confirm everything I've told you about Mr. Arataki. To put it simply, he experiences strong emotion more acutely than most and easily becomes highly excitable. And deep down inside, all the members of the Arataki support group are some of the most down-to-earth, kind-hearted people you could ever meet.
Huh. Even the Traveler is here to vouch for the Arataki gang. So you're saying we've had them wrong all this time? You make a good point. You know, I heard Yoriki Owada saying how the Arataki gang's deputy has studied... Here's the thing, though. We have solid evidence that those three were illegally posting flyers everywhere, and we've...
Please accept my sincere apologies once again for all of that. Mamoru and the others probably believed that they would be able to reach more people in need this way. Unfortunately, they were so eager to help that they ended up causing more problems than they solved. The Arataki support group assumes full responsibility. We will work quickly to restore the clean and tidy living environment that the community quite rightly expects. But with only myself available, I'm afraid that it could take a very long time to remove all the flyers. Having their help would have made things much quicker. I'm just a little concerned that if progress is too slow, the complaints will only keep coming, which ultimately only makes more work for you and your colleagues.
All right.
Finally! Hey! I knew Shinobu wouldn't abandon us! What up? The Arataki gang is back in...
Sorry, they're getting a little overexcited at the prospect of being able to serve the community.
All right, guys. Make sure you get every... And don't forget to apologize to the residents and...
I assure you, there won't be any problems. Will there, guys?
Yes! We'll be sure to get the job done.
I really hope letting them go was the right decision.
それじゃあ姉子、俺たちは先に
早速行こうぜ。遅くなると。
待った。先月はスミレ売り焼きで消火隊に通報されそうになり、5日前は夜中に豪華会をやって大きな歌声で住民に迷惑をかけ、今日はあちこちにチラシを貼って、あんたら1ヶ月で何回捕まったら気が済むわけ？
今回チラシを貼ったのはみんなに荒滝派の名を知ってもらいたかったから。
言い訳はいらない。本当は右遊亭に用事があったんだが、どうやらまずあんたらを懲らしめないといけないみたいだね。
助けて！
俺たちを助けるんならマジかよ。
姉子、落ち着け、落ち着けって。
いったったった。
はあ。ふん。命拾いしたね、あんたたち。今日はまだ用事があるから、残りは明日にしておく。
明日？
は？
わかったわかった。姉子は用事を優先してくれ。
ふん。
どうして見てるだけなんだよ。
俺たちがどうなってもいいのか？
それもそうだ。考えれば考えるほどもっと怒るって可能性も。
でも明日になったらまた懲らしめられるんだぞ。
ああ、忍の姉子、明日も用事があればいいのに。
そうだ、姉子の足を引っ張って明日まで手が回らないようにすれば。
それはまずいだろう。もしまた姉子の邪魔をしてことがうまくいかなかったら、さすがの親分も俺たちを。
それに万が一姉子にバレたら。
いやいや、俺たちはただ見に行って時間を稼ぎたいだけだ。もし俺たちを信用できないのなら一緒に来てみればいい。
ただ見に行くだけなら大丈夫だろう。何か他の案が見つかるかもしれないしな。それに旅人が隣にいてくれれば。
そうだよな。この前の話によると姉子は右遊亭へ向かったはずだぞ。こっそりついていって。
1階にはいないみたいだ。上かな。
こちらが以前推薦した久喜忍さんです。お初にお目にかかります。久喜忍です。リーユへ遊学したことがあり、法律の知識を多少身につけております。この度はお会いできて光栄です。
久喜さんたらご謙遜を。私もあなたと共に仕事できることを楽しみにしておりました。
彼女が凄腕の持ち主であることは同心たちの間でも評判です。仕事の方はどうぞご安心を。
そのお言葉を聞いて、ますます久喜さんが初出勤される日を伺いたくなりました。
ありがとうございます。この仕事が私に務まるかどうか、座ってからゆっくりとお話ししましょう。
あら、私ったら気が早すぎましたわね。久喜さんの言う通り、挨拶が長引いて料理が冷めてはいけないわ。お食事しながら話し合いましょう。
これが優れた才能を切に求めるということですね。
アキラ、ゲンタ、お前ら聞いたか？忍の姉御は面接に来たってことかよ。あの天領奉行の天狗もいる。
あの生意気な天狗までが敬意を持って話してるなんて。部屋にいるあの女、まさか。
バカ！あの天狗は幕府の大将だぞ。彼女はきっともっと偉いやつだ。
誰だろうと姉子は幕府で働くつもりだ。絶対間違いないって。
姉子がいなけりゃ荒滝派の今後は。
早く戻って親分と対策を考えようぜ。親分は近くで鬼カブトムシを探してるはずだ。
また手芸が上達しておる。
シェ！姉子とあの天狗にバレないようにしないと。
まずは戻って親分と相談しようぜ。
姉子とあの天狗にバレないようにしないと。
まずは戻って親分と相談しようぜ。親分、大変だ親分。えらい
厄介しゃ。はあ、慌てんじゃねえ。荒滝屋の人間はどんなに激しい嵐や山でもそれを
忍の姉子が
荒滝派をやめてあの天狗女のところで働くつもりみたいなんだ。
何？忍がここをやめる？ おい、冗談を言ってるんじゃねえよな。
親分、本当だって。俺たちがこの目で見たんだ。そうだな。
畜生、あの天狗が忍を狙ってるのはとっくに分かってたのに、荒滝屋がこんないい仲間を抱えてることに嫉妬して俺様から引き抜こうとは。
でもあいつらはすでにいつ働けるかって忍の姉子に聞いてたんだぞ。
面接だなんて単なる形式的なもんなのかもしれない。
3日に1回面接する俺様の経験から見て、あいつら絶対裏で繋がってたんだ。それも一理ある。荒滝派にいりゃ毎回勝ち取った菓子を忍が先に選べるほどの。
でも幕府の俸禄
でもよ、俺ら荒滝派の仕事は幕府のなんぞより楽だろう。考えてもみろ、あの天狗毎日苦しそうな顔して。
でも楽してるのは俺たちだけみたいじゃないか。捕まるたびに忍の姉子。
まさか今回チラシの件で捕まったせいで姉子は俺たちに失望したとか。
やっぱ誤解じゃねえのか。
俺たちのせいだ。忍の姉子を怒らせてやめたいと思わせたのは俺たちだ。
親分、どうすればいい。荒滝は忍の姉子がいないとダメなんだ。
お前ら。
親分。
もちろんそうだ。だが
親分、
それとお前に頼んで、お前が荒滝派に入りたいと言えばお前と忍2人の天。
やっぱ荒滝派最高。
どうだ兄弟。じゃあ
よっ。
それでは今後の段取りについてはできるだけ早く久喜さんにお知らせします。
もういい時間ですので、私はこれで。次回は天領奉行府でお会いできることを楽しみにしています。嬉しいお言葉ありが。あんたいつ来たんだ。まあいい。私に何か用事でも。また元太たちがやらかしたのか。面接だって。あんたが荒滝派に。変なものとか食べてないよね。真面目に言ってるのかよ。変なものを食べるよりまずいじゃん。荒滝派の事情ならあんたも知ってるはずだろ。どうしてそんな思い詰めそんな考えを持ったんだ。なるほど。でも遠くで見てるのと実際にその中に身を置くのとでは結構違うよ。ちょうどこれから町に荒滝派の日常事務を処理しに行くんだ。見習いと思ってあんたもついてきてみればいい。見習いが終わってももしまだ荒滝派に入りたかったら。まあまたその時にしよう。
やっぱり小倉やね。
よう、忍じゃないか。
大丈夫です、志村さん。私は荒滝派のチラシの件で謝りに来ました。
ああ、あの件か。それならもうチラシを全て片付けた上に。
待ってください。それは本当に荒滝派でしたか。その手下を率いてた人は 頭に角とか生えてましたか？
ああ、彼らもやっと心。
まさか。信じられない。うん。つくも物へ行ってみよう。
つくも物へようこそ。
すみません、葵さん。私たちは荒滝派のチラシの件で。
あ、チラシのことですか？もうすでに片付けていかれましたよ。もともと大したことではありませんので、代わりに適当なものを買っても。そしたら、4人で輪になって話し合い始めて、ポケットの中にあるモラをすべて取り出したかと思ったら。
まさか、あいつら本当に自分の間違いを認めたの？もう一人謝らなきゃいけない人がいる。とりあえず行ってみよう。
ひゅっ。はっ。
あ、綿棒のお姉ちゃん！聞いて聞いて。あの角が生えたお兄ちゃんが昨日奪ったお菓子を返してくれたんだよ。
そうなの？私もお菓子を用意したからあげるよ。もし次にあいつらから札遊びに誘われたら。
大丈夫だよ。もう二度と僕のお菓子を
本当に。いや、この目で見ない限りは。
お兄ちゃんたちなら下にいるよ。
本当にあいつらだ。信じられない。
おい君たち、また悪事を働いているのか？
豪快だよ。俺たちは片付けをしてるんだ。天領奉行のやつってよ、もっと長い目で人を見れねえのか？いきなり人を罪人扱いするだなんて道理で無実。
同心の方、すみませんでした。彼らは少し興奮しているだけなので気にしないでください。
姉御と旅人だ。これで助かったぞ。
不思議に思われるかもしれませんが、彼らは確かに町を掃除しています。町の人が証明してくれるかと。
しかしある集団があちこちにチラシを貼ったという苦情を受けたと聞いた。そのチラシに載っているのは明らかにこの角の生えたやつだろう。表情までそっくりだぞ。
まさか天領奉行のバカどもでさえも俺様の絵の魂ってもんを感じ取れる。
認めるのか？
待ってください。説明しますから。
ここで何を揉めているのですか？
ノリカ様、お恥ずかしいところをお見せしました。彼らが景観を破壊するのを止めようとしているところで。
誤解だって言っただろ。お前、
君たちはあちこち落書きをして何回も奉行所に捕まったことがある。
それは。
同心の方、こちらの久喜さんは私の事業の仲間ですが、約束を守る誠実な方です。もし彼女の仲間が本当に過ちを。何しろ数日後からは一緒に仕
事をする？もしかして九条沙羅様からのあの命ですか？わかりました。それでは事情をお聞きしましょう。なるほど。君たちがチラシを貼ったけれど、確かに今回は先入観による誤解だった。
いえ、元はといえば私たちがいつも皆さんにご迷惑をおかけしているせいでもありますので。
誤解が解けたなら何よりです。今度はお互いきちんと話し合ってから判断しましょう。
はい、もちろんです。
親分、今の話。
忍の姉御、もう。
ああ、どうやら俺様たちもプラン B を実行するぞ。
待って、何をする気？
忍の姉御、これまで世話になった。
ちょっと待って。 どういうことだよ。
忍、これはバグーの宝禄に比べりゃ。
慰で作った腕輪。こんなもん一体何の意味があるんだよ。
忍の姉子、天領奉行に行っても。
俺たちは正しい人間。
待てって、誰が行くと言ったんだよ。
それと先週姉子が探してた菓子、実は
俺は先月勝ち取ったおもちゃを隠してた。なのに姉子に聞かれた時、もう壊れたって嘘ついちゃって。おい、泣くな。笑って忍はな、新たな自分の道を見つけたんだから。やっぱ新滝は最高だぜ。
ちょっとあいつらに影響されるなって。
彼らが久喜さんのおっしゃっていた荒滝派ですか？なかなか面白い人たちですね。
ええ、お恥ずかしいところを見せました。
あ、皆さんに自己紹介をしていませんでしたね。私はノリカ、稲妻とリーユの間で商売をしている商人です。
え、商人？また、お前は。
ご冗談を。私はただの商人で、不袋の外商にいいですので、戦うことが多い天領奉行に国をまたいだ商売はやはり複雑でしたが、幸い九条沙羅様が両国の法律に精通する法律家をご存知で。
それって忍の姉子のことか？
いかにも。久喜さんのおかげで交渉もうまく進めることができました。まだ半月くらいはかかりますから、しばらくは皆さんから久喜さんをお借りすることになります。
あいつらが面倒事を起こさない限り、私は結構暇なんです。
あ、そうそう。久喜さんから皆さんも外商を追う時があると聞きました。どうぞうちの製品を使ってみてください。
まさか。
これはお前らの勘違いだったことにはとっくに気づいてたぜ。こんなに大騒ぎして勝別。このプラン B は親分のアイデアじゃ。もういい。俺様は先につくもぶつに行く。
親分、俺たちも行く。
待った。先週の歌詞に先月のおもちゃ。あんたら他にはどれだけのことを私に隠してるんだ？
実は。
どうせあんたらさっきもらった新薬を持ってるんだし、その効果を今試してみようじゃないか。
逃げろー！